48 Hours correspondent Peter Van Sant is at the military prison in Fort Leavenworth, Kansas. Peter, good morning.
Good morning, Charlie.
You talk with the attorney. What does he say, and what do you read from what he says?
Well, John Henry Brown we met with late last night. He and his colleague Emma Scanlon met with us, and they have their first military document in hand. They were given it during a meeting last night with the military JAG attorney. They met for about an hour, and this initial finding of fact document is 10 to 15 pages long. When I spoke to John Henry Brown, meeting with him face to face, they had not yet read the document, but they believe it has some eyewitness accounts and also some military conclusions of what happened on that night of March 11th.
What are we learning about what happened?
Well, it's a very complicated picture, to say the least, and John Henry Brown will be in this facility behind me, meeting face-to-face with Robert Bales beginning at 9 a.m. Eastern Time today. They have set aside as much as 8 hours. It will be John Henry Brown, who, by the way, is the lead defense attorney on this case, not the JAG attorney, but John Henry Brown, his colleague and the JAG attorney. 8 hours of questioning. And John Henry Brown told me he doesn't know what to expect at this meeting today because he's dealt with clients in the past who have had traumatic brain injury, and they've sometimes looked at him and said, I don't remember.
What about in terms of in what you're learning or what Brown has told you? Have there been any psychiatric evaluations in the past?
Yes, the Army, after one of these concussive brain injuries, they do an evaluation, but it's been described to me, not by the defense team, but by others, as a bit of a cursory medical examination. The idea is to try to get these people back out into the field as quickly as possible. Remember, there's a number of these IED concussive affects hundreds and hundreds of our soldiers over there, and in fact, the morning of this massacre, Robert Bales had witnessed a colleague's leg blown off by an IED and had experienced some of that concussive effect. And what they're finding in research, this is not spin from a defense team, but true research, that one of the results of this kind of injury can be a loss of impulse control. And if you combine that with post-traumatic stress disorder, it's a deadly cocktail.
Peter, one quick question. Who brought in the attorney, John Henry Brown?
I'm sorry, you have to say again?
Who brought in the attorney, Mr. Brown? He's not a JAG attorney.
Mr. Brown was brought in because Robert Bales' wife had seen him on television in Washington State. He represented the barefoot bandit, Colton Harris Moore, and got a very successful settlement in that case. And that is John Henry Brown's specialty, by the way, settlements, negotiated settlements. His goal in this, to make sure that Robert Bales does not get the death penalty. And he also said yet last night he intends to put the government on trial in this case.
Peter Van Sant, thank you.